Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm trading the ES futures on a 2000 tick chart with a 21 EMA. So I've got the overnight highs up here, overnight lows down here. These are our key levels for the day. So 8 o'clock is around this area here. This is when I started trading, 8 a.m. as we're moving down here. And so we clearly have this channel here. We've got these 3 bounces. We're clearly moving up. Clearly looks valid. So we push up, break, and then after the break, we can expect prices to attempt to make a new high. And so what I was wanting was 2 clear attempts at a new high and then try to get in on a short, a failure to make a new high, because price will attempt to reach a new high twice before giving up. Generally speaking, that's how second entries are formed. And so I was wanting to get the break and 2 clear attempts higher and then a failure. But that didn't really happen. We just broke, had this very shallow push higher here. That's not enough to actually enter short. You want to see 2 attempts. Otherwise, this trend right here is still in play. So it's just too risky to enter in the opposite direction. So unfortunately, could not enter on this right here. But if we had gotten 2 clear attempts higher, we could have gotten in on a failure. But we just didn't get that. So then here we keep pushing down, and now on a bigger picture, so at first, you'd view that as a attempt higher, a little small attempt higher right there after the break. But as more price action forms, this whole channel right here is really the break. So it's uptrend, break, and then here is your big picture first attempt higher, or bigger picture first attempt higher. Uptrend, break, first attempt higher. And then this is where I thought we could get something. We have the first attempt, break, second attempt, but it never really happened. What I was wanting to see was, notice this measured move here. I was hoping to get something like this, 2 legs higher there, but it just never happened. We had 1 attempt higher. It got really choppy, and then we just plummeted down. So there was no clear entries in here. But we pushed lower here, so now we have these 2 legs down. We reached the overnight low, and we bounced off of it. And what I was hoping for was a reversal pattern, but we didn't quite get a reversal pattern. We did push above the EMA, but it didn't hold above the EMA, and certainly not with any good entry. And so at first I had I didn't have that at first, obviously, because I got this larger channel after this swing formed here. So we had this measured move in play, and so we didn't quite reach it when we reached that overnight low, but we did end up pushing down and reaching it after we attempted a bounce right here. We had really just one big picture push higher. We have this push higher here, break, second push higher, but on a big picture, that's really just one push higher. And then there's no clear entries, unfortunately, to get short in here. We do just rush above the EMA and then just shoot down lower. No clear entries, but we do reach that measured move, and then we start forming a range. And so we can look for a larger channel here, and then it ends up forming pretty well. You have 1, 2, 3 bounces right here, clearly forming this range here. Now, the reason I liked this right here was because it was a fade of the overnight low, because when you break out, most breakouts fail. It was not only a breakout of this overnight low here, it was also a breakout of this range right here. So it was fading 2 different things, shot back into the overnight range right here, and it was right after reaching this measured move. So it was clearly bouncing that measured move. We have 1, 2, 3. It's a triple test. Triple tests are very important. And so that's why I like this trade here. And once we get to over these highs up here, it is concerning to push it through. However, the big picture context is so good, I didn't mind the resistance, especially considering we've pierced it a couple times already. So if you put it up here, it's really just a couple ticks out, but I didn't mind pushing it through given the context. I mean, this is a major measured move. We met triple test, failed breakout out of 2 different ranges. That's very significant. And yeah, so I went through the Discord before I made this video to see who got this. I believe it was Tony. Tony got this. Someone else posted it. I wish I remembered. I wish I had the Discord open right now so I could just shout everybody out. But anyway, moving on here. So we push higher here. We corrected the EMA. No clear entry. Just gets really choppy, and then we're closing really high up with this huge bar. That's not an entry. That's just a first entry closing into the highs of this congestion. We push a little bit higher, then we push back down, and so now we have this downtrend, break, first attempt lower. So just like I say, so price action levels get bigger as more time goes on. At first you would see downtrend, break, new low, right? So you just get a break, one push down to a new low, and then you reverse from there. But as more price action forms, you can look for bigger picture attempts. So now you have downtrend, break, push to a new low. We didn't quite reach it, but we bounced off the overnight low here. And so if you get a and that actually has to do with this trade right here, because this trade was a correction, and then after we caught that correction, we got another attempt at a new low. But I thought this was a good place to reverse because we retested the overnight low, and then we bounced off the EMA. We had a small attempt to push lower here to make a second leg for that. It's very small compared to this leg, but we clearly had an attempt lower, and then we just trapped higher extremely fast. So we pushed lower than this red bar, and then we had this bar just shooting back above the EMA, stopping everyone out who went short there. So I did like that for 1-to-1. And so anyway, also we have this measured move in play. We push off the overnight low, break, another attempt right here. And I did keep it just 1-to-1 because this leg down here, once again, is the first attempt lower for this downtrend break. So downtrend, break, first attempt lower. And then this was a nice looking trap given that enormous green bar that formed. But, you know, there's a reason I only went 1-to-1. And it did not go much further than that. It actually just made a double top, which it barely made less than a double top. But that's basically a double top when you look at that. And then it made that second attempt lower here. But we are in a range here. And, you know, it was just a slow range day all day. And then it didn't really make it very far. It didn't even get to the overnight low again yet. So we have these two attempts down here. Where was I? I think I kind of got lost. Where was I? So here we push lower. We start forming this congestion right here. We break out, fade back in. You can see it reacts like that. It clearly reacts as a range right here. You break out, fade back in, lower high, no way to get in on that. We just kind of push all the way out right here. And then that is what ends up forming this first attempt lower here. And then we get the trap I talked about here. And then we make the double top, push back lower here. This is where I was looking for a short, but we didn't get anything, nothing clear set up. It just got really choppy here. What I was hoping was, you know, 2 clear legs back, but that's not what happened. We got this first push higher here, push back above the EMA, so the EMA is not holding. And so we're starting to get this bearish imbalance because we're bouncing early in the range here. But, you know, so that's a good sign to look for shorts. But when you push back above the EMA like that, that's not a good sign. And then you just get really choppy. Unfortunately, there's just no way to safely enter any of that. So anyway, we have this push down here, push back above the EMA, first entry short, second entry short, and it's not off of anything. So even if we had a perfect signal bar right here, there would be no reason to enter short. What I think the best bet for now is to look for a reversal pattern higher. So if you're still trading by the time I get this video up, which I'm done for the day, but if you're still trading and you're still in this area here by the time it uploads, I would be looking for a reversal pattern higher holding above the EMA. But I would want to get out before this double top here, just to be safe, because it is a bearish imbalance forming, and you know, you don't want to enter into that. So if you can get something off the EMA, like say you push up, you can get like a 2-legged move down to the EMA, you know, that would look good, but you would need room up here, so don't push your target too far. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this video. Appreciate you watching. Hope it helped in some way, and I'll see y'all next time.